Hello, I'm John Anderson, Senior Business Development Representative here at AGWS. Welcome to our December AGWSU F&I Insights webinar. Today, Bob Harkins, Vice President at AGWS, will discuss value-added F&I sales presentations, value-added objection handling, successful menu selling, and if you have any questions or comments, please type them in at the panel on the right, and we will try and address them as we come in or as they come in. For follow-up questions, you can email those to Bob Harkins, where it's bharkins@agws.com. Well, Bob, take it away.
Okay, there we go. Thank you very much, John Anderson. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to F&I Insights. Can you believe it? December 2021. This is the 28th webinar in our F&I Insights webinar series, dating back to starting in 2019. And when we began this project, 2019, it was just quarterly. And then by request, some by demand, we began in 2020 and 2021 doing our webinars every month. So this is 28th in our webinar series. We're continuing them for 2022. They will again be the second Wednesday of each month. And I guess that means that for January, it will be January 12th. Today's topic, as John mentions, and by the way, it's great to have John Friedland with us this morning, kind of sitting in on the boards, as they say, for Mike Day. I'm coming from from our home office, American Guardian Group of Companies, American Guardian Warranty Services University in Warrenville, Illinois. It's great to be back in the office and be back in our training center. So again, value-added F&I sales presentations, value-added objection handling, and successful menu selling. You know, when you talk about these topics, whether it's a webinar or a training or a discussion, whatever, I always like to go back and think about what other people say about these things as it relates to preparation. My favorite is always Zig Ziglar and Tom Hopkins and people like that. And one of the things that they always remind us of is you need to be aware of and alert to the 7 P's of management. 7 P's of management, or the 7 P's of sales management. And most of you probably know what those are, the 7 P's. Prior proper preparation prevents pitiful poor performance. So before we start with these topics, I think it's interesting to note and talk about, we know what we want to do many times from a standpoint of sales presentations, putting it together, our track to run on, whatever. But we forget all too often many times what the customer wants. And when you think about it, that's it is the most important thing. Had the opportunity sometime back during the 20 group presentation to actually get information from a manufacturer 20 group involving customers, and they listed the top 4 things that they wanted. The top 4 things that they want in a buying process as it relates to sales and F&I. This was a sheet or a handout that they had passed out to them, and they checked off the top 4 things. So think about these 4 things as it relates to your organization, your agency, your dealership, whatever, and how you might mold these into the training that you're doing even today, even this month. So the top 4 things that customers wanted in an F&I and also a sales process presentation. Number 1, they want an F&I and sales presentation, a sales and F&I presentation that is both professional and transparent. So they want a quick and easy sales and F&I presentation that is both professional and transparent. Number 2, and think about this and how the industry's really changed. Number 2, they want to talk to an individual, preferably one person, who can help them find the vehicle that they want at a price and payment that they can afford. That's why we have, I think, now so many of them in 2 major public companies right now that have eliminated the finance and insurance manager position and going with variable operations managers from a hybrid sales standpoint. So they have product specialists presenting the automobile, feature benefit presentation, demo ride. Then they turn to the variable operations manager for the numbers, and then into the F&I presentation. So number 1, a quick and efficient sales and F&I presentation that's both professional and transparent. Number two, talk with an individual, preferably one person, that can help them find the vehicle that they want at a price and payment that they can afford. The numbers 3 and 4 that was checked really relate to the F&I experience. Number 3 is that they want an F&I process. They want an F&I experience that expedites, think about that expedites the delivery process, not prolongs it. And then number 4, if you're a financial services manager, think about this one. They want to talk to an F&I representative that adds value to the buying process, not aggravation. So think about your presentations. Are we adding value to the buying process, or are we really adding aggravation? At our training that we conduct around the country for our agent partners and dealer clients at the American Guardian Group of Companies, one of the things that we do, both in-house and on our video presentations, whatever, is talking about and teaching and recommending the F&I Four-Way Stop. Think about this: the F&I Four-Way Stop as you consider your finance and insurance presentations. What is the F&I Four-Way Stop, you ask? Number 1, the first stop is stop the fake chit-chat. Stop the fake chit-chat. Now, I don't know what your chit-chat is, but you know what it is. And if it's fake, maybe we need to stop that. Stop the fake chit-chat. Number 2, kind of interesting, stop the phony surveys. Stop the phony surveys. We give the customers the questionnaires. We're trying to find out the need awareness, the need for this, the need for that, whatever. Recommendation, get rid of that stuff. Stop the fake chit-chat. Stop the phony surveys. Number 3, stop the mindless, endless questioning of customers. Standpoint of need awareness before need satisfaction. Stop the mindless, endless questioning of customers, because to that customer, that's really coming across as an interrogation many times. That would not be a positive, that would be a negative. And the real negative is when that interrogation really turns into combative conversation. So when it becomes combative conversation, that really doesn't matter how good your products and services are, how good your unique financial package really is. Combative conversation is not gonna get it done. So again, stop the fake chit chat, stop the phony surveys, stop the mindless, endless questioning of customers, get rid of the combative conversation, and last but not least, stop forcing customers to wait. Stop forcing customers to wait on you. While you're in your office, they're out there watching you. They know that there's nobody in there. And what are you probably doing 9 out of 10 times? You're preparing that magic menu for that particular customer. The recommendation is bring the customer in, start the process, and do that menu process with the customer, not in advance. Now, the real world of this is due to things that have happened with respect to COVID, and also digital retailing. We've really seen the F&I process change considerably. It's much more fluid. It's in a state of flux. It's truly moved up in the entire buying process, and the stores that have bought into that and really begun to tailor their presentations from a standpoint of being audible ready are the ones that are ready for this challenge as it relates to this challenge that we have as it relates to digital retail and perhaps the continued of the pandemic. Bottom line is stores are maximizing their income and doing it the right way in a manner consistent with good customer relations and sound business practices. Let's go to the flip chart for a minute. I want to chat with you about several things today. And that is initially starting with a dealership value statement, or DVS for short. A dealership value statement, or DVS for short. And when you think about it, it doesn't really matter whether it's digital and you're doing this online, you're doing it on phone with a customer, or you're doing it in person with a customer sitting across the desk. But somewhere along the line, what we need to do from a DVS standpoint, the importance of this is the fact and understanding that the DVS is the foundation. The DVS is the foundation of your presentation. The DVS is the foundation of your presentation. So why is it so important to consider that? You know, we've talked in previous segments before about, the 4 whys that are on the mind of every customer. as they buy the product out front and talk to your professional salespeople. The 4 whys that are on the minds of every customer, whether it's digital retailing or your pandemic process or whatever, or the customer sitting across from you, they're thinking about these things, the 4 whys. And what are they? Number 1, why your product? Number 2, why your dealership? Number 3, why buy now? And number 4, most importantly, why buy me as a professional sales consultant? Why your product? Why your dealership? Why buy now? And why buy me as a professional sales consultant? Now, when I'm talking to them on the phone or by internet with respect to digital retailing, or for those people that I'm still talking with in person, one-on-one in the store, we've always talked about the fact that typically there are 3 questions on the mind of every customer when we get into the F&I process. 3 questions on the mind of every customer. I truly believe that. What I also believe, and I think know, is typically the customers will never ask you these 3 questions outwardly. Probably be better if they would, but they're thinking about them inwardly. The 3 questions on the mind of every customer. What are they as we enter this F&I process? Number 1, can I trust you? Can I trust you? Number 2, are you credible? Are you credible? Number 3, do you care? Do you really care about me and my needs and situations? Now, we talk about that as the 3 questions on the mind of every customer. I always kind of think of the fact that there's probably a 4th question when you get into the process. And the 4th question is something like this. Is this person, this finance manager, this financial services manager, this business manager, whatever your title is he or she really trying to help me, or are they just trying to sell me something? Are they really trying to help me, or are they just trying to sell me something? If that answer is probably they're just trying to sell me something, again, you're probably done. Can I trust you? Are you credible? Do you care? Trying to help me or trying to sell me something? And then lastly, before we get into putting this DBS together a little bit, talk about again, that presentation and Zig Ziglar. Zig used to always say in many of his presentations, what is the most important question in sales or selling? What is the most important question in sales or selling? And the question that he came out with is very simply, what do our customers see in us? What do our customers see in us? And we've talked about that before in the training that we've done in store, probably several times in the 28 webinars that we've done since inception. But most important, what do our customers see in us? Well, see is spelled S-E-E. S stands for sincerity. The first E stands for enthusiasm, and the second E stands for empathy. So think about your personal presentation: sincerity, enthusiasm, empathy. Sincerity, enthusiasm, empathy. Do you have that? So that brings us really to the importance of this DVS or DVS, Dealership Value Statement, which is the foundation of your presentation. What I would like the customer to know is that we're a full service dealership. We are a full service dealership. And what I mean by that is a full service dealership, we're both a transportation / service facility, but we're also, especially these days, a financial center as well. So we're a full service dealership, meaning we're a transportation / service facility, and also a financial center as well. Now, we talked about the 4 whys, the 3 questions on the mind of every customer. We talked about the C, sincerity, enthusiasm, and empathy. Recommendation for you as you present this dealership value statement. And it doesn't have to be that lengthy. I'm just giving you the long process of how to put it together, and you chop it up, add to it, to delete from it, and make it part of yourself, because that's when it becomes real in the mind of the customer, and you have that sincerity, enthusiasm, and empathy. But as part of this full service dealership discussion or presentation with the customer, I want to know the customer to know that from a commitment standpoint, as it relates to business, we're committed to 5 things. And here's the initials: R, H, I, T, and T. Our commitment here at Harkins Honda from a business standpoint is really 5 things. And those 5 things are respect, honesty, integrity, transparency, and trust. Think about that. Respect, honesty, integrity, transparency, and trust. Everything that we do here at Harkins Honda is based on 5 principles. Those 5 principles are respect, honesty, integrity, transparency, and trust. Now, from a standpoint of shortening this process a bit, and I think it works very, very well. I know of a number of stores that have done it to shorten that process. Instead of using all 5, they're using the 3. I just now call it the HIT principle, because I think these are the big 3. Everything that we do is based upon three issues. And those 3 issues, those 3 commitments from a business standpoint, everything that we do is based on honesty, integrity, and transparency. So again, how would you start, verbalizing this with your customer? You got to think about it, whether it's online, whether it's by phone, sitting across from you, whatever, based upon your personality and style. Folks, part of my responsibility as the financial services manager here at Harkins Honda is to not only check these figures for accuracy and complete the necessary paperwork for delivery, but also, folks, really to tell you a little bit more about our dealership and how over the years we've really evolved or developed, and not only into a full service transportation and service facility, but also a financial center as well. Obviously, you're aware of our new car program because you spent the last couple of hours there with John. If we haven't done so as yet before you leave this afternoon, we'd like to have to meet the other members of our management team as well. Folks, our commitment here at Harkins Honda from a business standpoint is really based on 5 things. And those 5 things are respect, honesty, integrity, transparency, and trust. And now I'm going to launch into the second part of that. As a result of that commitment, respect, honesty, integrity, transparency, and trust, we've developed with our financial sources a very unique UFP. We developed a very unique financial package with our finance sources as well. As a result of this, we developed a unique financial package with our finance sources. The beauty of our unique financial package is really kind of threefold. Number 1, folks, it's very convenient and easy to take advantage of. What I mean by that, when you come back in the dealership and take delivery of your vehicle, or they're sitting right there now, what I mean by that, folks, it's very convenient and easy to take advantage of. When you take delivery of your new vehicle this afternoon, you take home with you your financial package as well. Secondly, folks, it's available really folks, to almost everyone. It's available really to almost everyone who lets to purchase from us here at the dealership. But folks, the number 1 reason, the most important reason why we developed this program with our financial sources, quite frankly, and here it is, folks, it's because we care. It's because we care. Folks, we really do. We really do. We care. We care, folks, not just about your business today, that's obviously very important to us. But folks, really, we care about gaining your respect, earning your repeat and referral business for the future. And then here's the big 2. We care about not only your business today, we care about gaining your respect and earning your repeat and referral business for the future. And because of that, of course, folks, we care about protecting both your good credit, that is your credit track record, and your increasing investment in this purchase as well. So your good credit, your credit track record, and your increasing investment in your purchases as well. So then how would I verbalize this with the consumer? Folks, once again, part of my responsibility as the financial services manager here at the dealership is to not only check these figures for accuracy and complete the necessary paperwork for delivery, but really chat with a little bit more about our dealership and how over the years it's really evolved or developed into not only a full service transportation and service facility, but also a financial center as well. Obviously, you're aware once again of our new car facility, our new car department. Spent the last couple of hours there with John. Before you leave this afternoon, love to have you have the opportunity to meet some other members of our management team as well. Again, folks, our commitment here at Harkins Honda is to do or conduct business the right way. What I mean by that is everything that we do is based on three principles. And folks, those three principles are honesty, integrity, and transparency. Those three principles are honesty, integrity, and transparency. As a result of that, we've developed with our financial sources a very unique financial package for all of our clients, for all of our customers as well. The beauty of our financial package is really kind of threefold. Number one, you'll be happy to know it's very, very convenient and easy to take advantage of. What we mean by that is after we wrap up here, you can not only take your vehicle home with you, obviously, but also your financial package as well. Secondly, folks, it's available really to almost everyone who likes to purchase from us. But the most important reason why we developed this program, this financial package with our financial partners, quite frankly, is because we care. Folks, we really do. We do things a bit differently here at Harkins Honda. What I mean by that is we care not just about your business today, but we care about gaining your respect, earning your repeat and referral business for the future. And because of that, of course, folks, we care about protecting both your good credit, that is your credit track record, and Mr. Customer, finally, your increasing investment in your purchase as well. So now, depending upon your F&I technique, your track to run on, being audible ready, whatever, your task is to know when to employ and when to utilize this dealership value statement, the foundation of your presentation, the length of it, and how you want to present that to each and every customer. It's a little difference that makes the big difference. And the DVS, once again, is the foundation of your presentation. Okay, let's go on. Let's talk about the unique financial package. And we talked about the unique financial package. Let's talk about that in terms of the fact that it's designed from a consumer standpoint, designed to protect. It's designed to protect so the UFP, unique financial package, designed to protect 5 things. So it's personalized. The unique financial package is designed to protect 5 things. Number one is your family budget. Number one is your family budget. We talk about the fact that, Lending Tree, other surveys have been done, whatever, that say things like 70% of American households today have less than $1,000 in the bank. And that was probably done prior to COVID. In fact, it was. So it's probably a lot less than that today. 70% of American households have less than $1,000 in the bank. Our unique financial package is designed to protect your family budget. And one of the sales ideas that we talk about in objection handling, value-added objection handling, is the question mark close. Mr. Customer, what happens to this payment of $450 when your vehicle is in need of repair? Think about that for a minute. What happens to this payment of $450 when and if your vehicle is in need of repair? Well, it's not going to stay at $450, it's going to go up. Now, a lot of stores that we work with, what they will now show the customer, conversation-wise, online, in person, whatever, is the fact that their average vehicle service contract claim dollar amount is X amount of dollars. The store that I was in recently, not too long ago, their average vehicle service contract claim was $802. $802. So, Mr. Customer, what happens to this payment of $450 when your vehicle is in need of repair? You're exactly right. It is, in fact, going to go up. In fact, our average service agreement claim here at Harkins Honda for the past 6 months has been $802. So if that happened to you and your family, it's not just the $450 vehicle payment, your base payment as referred to it, but now what would it be? $450 plus 802, $1,252. If that did happen to you and your family, which position really would you rather be in? So it's designed to protect your family budget. Number two, designed to protect your good credit. Your good credit, that is your credit track record. Our unique financial package is also designed, number three, to protect your investment. Your investment in your purchase today. I remember earlier we talked about with the DBS, the term increasing investment. This is how this comes into play. So our UFP, unique financial package, from a living benefit standpoint, designed to protect your family budget, your good credit, your investment. And the investment, it can be as many as three things, but it's always going to be one thing. So investment would be any cash down payment the customer gave you today or previously. That's an investment in cash they've already made with this purchase. Any cash down payment. Number two, may not see this a lot, but occasionally we do, is any plus or positive trade equity. Positive equity. All too often, it's probably the opposite. But if you don't have number one and number two, no cash down or very little, no trade equity or whatever what you have is negative, you're always going to have number three. You say, folks, beginning in January or February, whenever it is, 30 or 45 days, when that payment comes due, each and every month, January, February, March, April, whatever, what's really happening to your investment in cash? So cash down payment, positive trade equity, and your investment are all of the future payments that you're making as well each and every month. So our unique financial package, number one, designed to protect your family budget. Number two, designed to protect your good credit, your credit track record. Number three, your increasing investment in your purchase, and point out what that is. If it's cash down, it's cash down. If it's positive trade equity, even if it's not, each and every month as you make that payment, beginning in 30 or 45 days, what's really happening to your investment in cash? Everybody's going to get that question right. It's going up. And number four, as we mentioned earlier, our unique financial package is designed to protect your personal savings. Once again, what happens with this payment, if your vehicle is in need of repair, to really have that. And then number five, last but not least, of course, our unique financial package is designed to protect the vehicle or RV, whatever unit itself. So rather than talking about protection and our, whether it's a service contract or a unique financial package, we're protecting, you still hear people say, covers your engine, your transmission, your front wheel drive, your front suspension, your electrical system, your steering, brakes, air conditioning, cooling and fuel, radiator, fan motor, fuel tank, fuel lines, stretch this, stretch that, whatever. We have that memorized, and I could go on because I taught it that way for decades, quite frankly. We got to work smarter, not harder. Okay, we've got to shorten this presentation and tailor it to the customer's needs and situation. We're going to try to do that and share that with you with this presentation and give you another way to go. Let's think of these things as living benefits, because you can tie all five of these things to emotion. You can tie all five of these things to emotion. And when your customer sees your product, what it does for them, and then what it means to them, okay? You won't have to budget your cash for costly repair bills later or whatever it is. That's the emotion of why the product's more important to them or is important to them. And once that emotion relates to the product, that's better than the actual product knowledge, feature, benefit itself. So let's work on that as we improve our personal presentations. UFP, unique financial package, designed to protect what? Your family budget, your credit, your investment, your personal savings, and maybe even the vehicle or unit itself. Number three, let's talk a little bit about the investment gamble. Investment gamble is one of the things that we talk about in our classes and in dealership workshops around the country. It only gets into what I think many people tell me now is I wouldn't use the word favorite, but their most successful presentation as it relates to cost and building value, the investment gamble. So just let's throw some numbers in here. Maybe the base vehicle payment is $450. Okay. Our unique financial package, we've done the menu presentation. We're adding 5 products to it in the presentation, whatever. And that's going to increase this to another $75 a month. And now our protected payment, our fully protected payment is what, $525. $525. So we come back and ask whatever our favorite closing question is, and the customer comes back and says, well, hey, wait a minute, I don't think so, that's too much, the $75, not sure I need it, not sure I want it, I'll just take my chances or whatever. Happens every day. So what do? No problem, folks, no worries, folks, I can appreciate that. Think about that. No problem, folks, no worries, I can appreciate that. You know, here at Harkins Honda, we wouldn't expect you to say yes to any part of our unique financial package unless you really saw the need and value of it for yourself and your family. Fair enough? Well, folks, look, and then we launch into this. Folks, look, let's consider all the cost factors that are involved, not just price alone. Let's consider all the cost factors that are involved, not just price alone. Here's what I mean by that. You know, your monthly payment is $450 a month, but there's 30 days in most months. So if we take that 450 and divide it by 30, where are we at? Where are we at, John? 450 divided by 30? $15 a day? Yep. $15 a day is our daily investment. 15 times 30, 450. And this 450, what can we say about this? Provides you with or gives you, okay? Gives you the following. And remember from our days in front-end sales training, the acronym that we use as it relates to front end, and the acronym was SPACED, G-A-C-E-D. This vehicle that you're purchasing at $450 a month, your base payment, from a daily standpoint, it's $15 a day. And that $15 a day provides you with, what would it be? The safety, performance, appearance, comfort, economy, and dependability. The safety, performance, comfort, or appearance, comfort, economy, and dependability. So, you know, these are referred to as the buying motives. The buying motives of most customers. Typically, it's not all 6, but there's 2 or 3 that are paramount. But this $15 a day, $450 a month payment provides you with, designed to provide you with the safety, performance, appearance, comfort, economy, and dependability that you need and want for you and your family. So now my phrase is, with that in mind, doesn't it make sense then, if you can, to invest just, what would it be? 75 divided by 30. How much is that? 2.5. $250 a day. $250 a day to protect your, and where are we at? We're right back what we did on the previous frame. To protect your, number one, family budget. Number two, your good credit. Number three, you're increasing investment in your purchase. Number four, your personal savings. And number five, your new Camry as well, as the case may be. So doesn't it make sense that if you can, to invest just $250 a day, just $250 a day, to protect your family budget, your good credit, your increasing investment, your personal savings, and maybe even the vehicle itself. I'm just going to write down a couple of letters here for you. Our unique financial package down at the bottom provides you with a KMI. Our unique financial package provides you with a KMI. KMI, a known manageable investment. The known manageable investment is just $250 a day versus your what? PER. PER stands for payment escalation risk. Which position would you rather be in? A known manageable investment, just $250 a day, or the question mark, payment escalation risk. So once again, our unique financial package, folks, not only provides you with a known manageable investment, just $250 a day or whatever it is, as opposed to the unknown, that's the key words, as opposed to the unknown and unexpected risk or need, or the need to self-insure and accept liability yourself. If that did happen to you folks, which position really would you rather be in? So we have them covered from a space standpoint, from the automobile that they're purchasing, dominant buying motives, and we now have them covered as it relates to the living benefits of protection. Your budget, your credit, your investment, your savings, and maybe even the vehicle itself. Value added, daily things the customer sees that relates to their everyday life as far as budget and credit and investment is concerned. Okay, let's switch a couple more things. Let's talk a little bit about the manufacturer's limited warranty. The manufacturer's limited warranty and our unique financial package, the new vehicle limited warranty, the new vehicle limited warranty. So our customers purchasing, let's say a 2-year-old Camry, and it has 28,000 miles. That would be worth some money today, wouldn't it? Customers purchasing a 2-year-old Camry, 2-year-old vehicle, 28,000 miles. Now, if the customer is sitting across from you, or even if it's online or with your telephone, whatever, but you can fax things, you can send things to the customer. And I think I've really learned over the years that third-party information is one of the greatest things that you can do. So when you talk about the customer's manufacturer's limited warranty, would encourage you to get the official warranty guide. This is for 2021, 2022 will be out, I'm sure, very quickly. You pull this up and you talk about just the credibility that you have. Well, I go to page 40 and 41, warranty definitions, what warranties do not cover, and how to read the following charts. So it's all there. Then I go to their page for the Toyota, right here, Toyota on the right-hand side, Tesla on the left-hand side. So covering the bases. They're all here. So the credibility, as you get into discussing with the customer, the manufacturer's limited warranty. So they're buying a 2-year-old Camry with 28,000 miles. So as you know, from a warranty standpoint, we have a powertrain. the powertrain portion of the manufacturer's limited warranty. And the powertrain portion is for what? 5 years or 60,000 miles, whichever comes first, from Toyota. 5 years or 60,000 miles, whichever comes first. The customer's vehicle purchase is what? 2 years old. 2 years old. And it has 28,000 miles on it. I'm not real good at math, but what's left? What's remaining as far as the manufacturer's limited warranty is concerned? You have 3 years. And now the key or operative word is not and, it's or. It's 3 years or. John's 28 from 60 is how much? 32,000 miles. Yes, sir. 3 years or 32,000 miles, whichever comes first. I mean, think about it, if they're driving just 15,000 miles a year, they're going to be out of the powertrain portion of the manufacturer's limited warranty. It's just a little over 2 years. So they don't even have the full 3 years remaining. Now, what you really want to talk about is spend time with the basic. You know, a lot of times we talk about this in terms of complete coverage, bumper to bumper, whatever, but you go to the warranty guide, and as part of the manufacturer's limited warranty, they refer to it as the powertrain coverage, and then also the basic coverage as well. So the basic coverage of the Toyota manufacturer's limited warranty is for a term of 3 years. Again, or whichever comes first, 3 years or 36,000 miles. 3 years or 36,000 miles. Do our subtraction again. Customer's vehicle is 2 year old. And 8,000 miles. Pretty easy, maybe. John's what's less from a year standpoint is what, 1 year, right? Or
8,000 miles.
or what? 8,000 miles?
Yes, sir.
8,000 miles. So now you look at the customer and say, well, Mr. Customer, based upon just your conservative driving habits, maybe 15,000 miles a year as well, or what? Because the key or operative word is or, you know, what's going to come first? What's going to come first? The year or the 8,000 miles? For almost every customer, John, what's it going to be? It's going to be here, the miles, the 8,000 miles. And now you can come back and say, folks, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. It's the 8,000 miles. And after that, you're going to have this entire, and draw a picture verbally on paper, whatever you want to do. But here's the phrase that will maximize income. You're going to have this entire area of exposure, or as it relates to ownership, your entire area of exposure or miles at risk, where you're going to be what? 100% risk responsible. That's your key phrase. You're going to have this entire area of exposure or miles at risk where you're going to be 100% risk responsible. Who then will have to pay the cost of any major or minor repairs after the remaining portion has expired? That would be me. That would be me. Okay. So think about the need awareness, the value add, and what you're doing from a third party standpoint, showing the customer what these warranty coverages really are. So you're not manufacturing anything at all. Now, also would encourage you, when you talk about this coverage, is to get involved with the customer and talk with them about what's not covered. What's not covered. What's not covered under the manufacturer's limited warranty. What's not covered under the manufacturer's limited warranty. And the way that we talk about that in class and from a time standpoint, I'm just going to say this. T, I, M, E, and N. What's not covered of the manufacturer's limited warranty, okay? Number one, T stands for tires. The tires on your vehicle. The tires on your vehicle are covered by the separate manufacturer of the tire company itself. How do I know that? It's in the warranty guide. It's covered by the separate manufacturer of the tire warranty itself. What's also not covered, Mr. Customer, unfortunately, under the manufacturer's limited warranty is tire and wheel road hazard. Well, we talk about that, right? So when you think about that, the next time your vehicle comes in contact with bad things, nails, glass, metal, potholes, debris in the roadway that causes blowouts, that would not be covered as well. Nails, glass, metal, potholes, debris in the roadway that causes blowouts, you don't have that coverage of the manufacturer's limited warranties. Well, it'd be nice if it would, but it's not covered. What's also not covered, folks, unfortunately, are incidentals. You have a breakdown somewhere, what's not covered would be car rental, hotel, motel expense, phone expense, food, lodging, things of that nature. You don't have that coverage under the manufacturer's limited warranty. What's also not covered of the manufacturer's limited warranty, M stands for maintenance, normal maintenance. So what's not covered under the manufacturer's limited warranty are things like engine oil change, oil filter change, lubrication of key chassis parts, tire rotation at the manufacturer's specified interval, tire rotation, and last but certainly not least, multi-point inspections as well. So that's not covered under the manufacturer's limited warranty. Also, Mr. Customer, E stands for environmental protection. So you have wind, hailstorm, acid rain, flood. What you see what was going on in the news just this weekend and in Hawaii, showed one of my favorite airports there on Maui was just drenched, totally shut down, water coming down everywhere. So again, environmental hazards. Then last but not least, normal wear and tear. Normal wear and tear. And when I talk about normal wear and tear, I like to talk about D&D, dents and dings, S&S, scrapes and scratches, and maybe your windshield chips as well. Dents and dings, scrapes and scratches. So now, after you briefly let them know what's not covered, now I want to say something like this, folks, just because those items are not covered under the manufacturer's limited warranty doesn't mean they can't be covered. Think about that statement. Just because those items are not covered under the manufacturer's limited warranty doesn't mean they can't be covered. Be happy to share with you a little bit more about that a bit later. So however you want to do it, the bottom line is we're giving the customer the credibility of the new vehicle limited warranty, using the warranty guides, a little bit of adding and subtracting here. And basically that kind of eliminates the old timeline illustration and the boxes, this, that, and the other thing, but you're still coming out with the same words that we know really make, from a need awareness that make a real value add. You have this area of exposure or miles at risk where you're going to be 100% risk responsible. So manufacturer's limited warranty and our unique financial package, little differences make the big difference as it relates to our products sold for retail sale and penetration numbers as it relates to our presentation. Successful menu selling. Let's talk about this in terms of three things. Successful menu selling. Number one, confirm the top of your menu. Number one, confirm the top of your menu. Number two is going to be your menu introduction. Number three is presenting or present options. So successful menu selling, confirm the top of the menu introduction, and presenting presenting options. My friend Dave Robertson, we've had Dave on a number of shows. Also, my good friend Gil Vanover talks about the fact that, among other things, that the single most important piece of paper the single most important piece of paper or digital document in a deal file is a properly executed menu. Same thing with respect to successful menu selling. Confirm the top of the menu presentation, and the presentation of options. I hold in my hand a menu, okay, as an example, okay? So what do we mean by this? Confirm the top of the menu. Somewhere along the line, menus in front of the customer. Mr. Customer, once again, these are the terms and conditions. These are the terms and conditions, the terms under which you can take delivery of your new vehicle today. Can't get it straight. It's me. I'm crooked. These are the terms and conditions under which you can take delivery of your vehicle today. Folks, your base amount financed. Your base amount financed is $28,000. Your base amount financed, as you can see, is $28,000. Your monthly payment, your monthly investment is $450.94. $450.94. That's for a term of 6 years or 72 months, and that's at an annual percentage rate of 5% APR. Folks, I need your signature right here, if you would, right next to the $450.94 and the 5%, just to confirm that we discussed that with you. And you've done that out front as well. So folks, you confirm the top of the menu first. Folks, once again, these are the terms under which you can take delivery of your new vehicle today. Your base amount financed is $28,000. Your base vehicle payment is $450.94. That's for a term of 6 years or 72 months. And that's at an annual percentage rate of 5%. Now we do our menu introduction. Menu introduction is the 20 words that we've been teaching for some time. It's the 20 words that we've been teaching for some time. And what are they? Mr. Customer, here's a menu breakdown. Here's a menu breakdown of your optional voluntary protection products that are available to protect your credit and your investment. Would encourage you to try it if you're not. It works. It's low key, it's downstream, it's non-confrontational. Customer sees in us sincerity, enthusiasm, empathy. Can I trust you? Are you credible? Do you care? Menu introduction. Here's a menu breakdown of your optional voluntary protection products that are available to protect your credit and your investment. And then number 3, as we present options. Interesting thing here. Think about your technique with respect to this as we present these options. I want to tell the customer what the option is. Okay. I want to tell the customer what the option does. I want to tell the customer what that means to them. And then I want to give them something. So 4-step process, very successfully been used in many stores around the country, partly because of the digital presentation, shortening it up. It's moved upstream in the buying process. It becomes shorter, and you want to get get the customer involved, because a menu is about helping customers to make an informed decision about the options that are available to them in connection with their purchase. I believe that. Trust you do as well. A menu is about helping customers make an informed decision about the options that are available to them in connection with their purchase. So I want to tell them what it is. What it is simply the various feature of your unique financial package. For example, what it is, it might be your vehicle service agreement. It might be your gap addendum contract. It might be your tire and wheel road hazard with cosmetic. It might be your protection as far as interior and exterior protection for the vehicle. It might be your other options that you just present one at a time based upon the menu itself. Then we want to tell the customer what that does, and that would be the benefit. So great value-added training standpoint you can do yourself is take each of these options. You know what the feature is, that's a given. Write out the benefit, and then here's the key. What that means to them from a standpoint of an emotional a tie or attachment. An emotional tie or attachment. And then here's the big give, the big give. What separates it from what we've probably not done so much in the past. Recommendation, eliminate, that's get rid of, or at least think about twice about using them. And I also go to the NADA program, NADA's Model Leadership Policy for presenting voluntary protection products. We've talked about that in previous segments. The NADA Model Leadership Policy for presenting products, 18-page document written by Paul Mitri, VP of Regulatory Affairs at NADA, also their Chief Counsel for Financial Services. So we want to give the customer, and here's the difference. We give the customer the product contracts. The product contract, one at a time, product contract, as opposed to brochures, laminates that look like some kind of a presentation or cartoon or whatever. So you give the customer a product contract. For example, Mr. Customer, here's our complete coverage vehicle service contract for your review. You physically hand it to the customer. We're very proud about this, and that this is our a la carte style protection, where you can really choose any one of five customizable coverages. Powertrain, plus, power, premier, and exclusive based upon your need and situation. You'll also find, Mr. Customer, the coverages, the exclusions, the maintenance requirements, and the limits of liability on pages 2 through 5. So you hand that to the customer. What can be more transparent than that? Little differences make the difference between making money and maximizing your net dollar profit opportunity. So we get into that with that presentation. Confirm the top of the menu. Mr. Customer, once again, these are the terms under which you can take delivery of your purchase today. Your base amount finance is $28,000. Your payment's $450.94. That's for a term of 6 years, 72 months, and also, Mr. Customer, annual percentage rate of 5%. Please have your signature right here just to confirm that we discussed that payment and annual percentage rate with you. Mr. Customer, with that in mind, here's a menu breakdown of your optional voluntary protection products that are available to protect your credit and your investment. Folks, as you can see, our unique financial package here at Harkins Honda is comprised of 5 options. Folks, the great news is you can take all 5 of these options. Quite frankly, folks, you can choose none of them because nothing is required or is a condition of financing. But what you might want to do, like many of our customers, like many of our clients here at Harkins Honda, what you can really do is mix and match these options in this column. As this column says here, truly customize a plan. Truly customize a plan that fits your driving habits and ownership experiences perfectly. Which would work the best for you? Well, now you maybe go on. Mr. Customer, your first option, what it is your vehicle service agreement. What that does for you folks, you'll be happy to know, is that it gives you a hedge against inflation. Gives you a hedge against inflation on the cost of computers, components, parts, and labor, as it provides you with extended coverage, coverage for major and minor repairs and replacements at a reasonable cost. That's the benefit. That's what it does. What that means to you folks, you won't have to budget your cash for costly repair bills later. Now, if they don't say anything, I don't want to give them the product contract yet. I want to go to my next option. Folks, our second option is your gap addendum agreement, a guarantee and asset protection. What this does for you is that it protects your budget, your credit, your savings, and your total investment against financial loss. What that means is if your car gets stolen, not recovered, or totaled in an accident, and the dreaded D word of depreciation creeps in, as it does so often, you won't have to pay the difference. You don't have to pay the difference between what your insurance check is and what you owe your bank or your credit union. Again, we offer that because we care. Insurance statistics tell us that vehicles from a standpoint of depreciation, depreciated over 50% the first 3 years of ownership. And every year there's over 6 million vehicles that are totaled or destroyed nationally. So you go on through the deal that ultimately for each one, we want to give a product contract to the customer so we have complete transparency. Think about it. How can we say up front our commitment is honesty, integrity, and transparency, and then we give them a charade looking laminate that's incomplete, that looks like a cartoon, or we give them a brochure and the back of the brochure, a fine print says, shouldn't be used in making a decision to purchase the product. How transparent is that? So eliminate that stuff. Just assume each and every presentation somehow is being recorded by the consumer and give the consumer the product contract. And now finally, get you back to reality. Let's talk about developing the big three. Developing the big three very quickly. Developing the big three. Would encourage you to develop a primary finance and insurance sales objective, a primary F&I sales objective. Now, if you're ever challenged, you're doing an objective and you're being deposed or whatever, and somebody says, well, hey, what's your sales objective? You probably don't want to come back and say, I want to run $2,500 a car. That may not be the thing to say at that point in time. So we got to work smarter, not harder. Our primary sales objective, and we can give you more of this later, or contact with me, whatever, but here's what we share with our stores in over 40 states with our agent partners and dealer clients. A primary financial insurance sales objective is something like this. It's 100% solicitation, 100% solicitation of every retail and lease customer by a professionally trained financial services manager whose objective is to develop and maintain maximum potential financial insurance and lease income in a manner that's consistent with good customer relations and sound business practices. Probably can't get attacked over that. One more time, 100% solicitation of every retail and lease customer by a professionally trained financial services manager whose objective is to develop and maintain maximum potential income in a manner consistent with good customer relations and sound business practices. And now as I yield this back to John Anderson to wrap it up, just the other two we talk about at the conclusion of almost every presentation since inception. That is to encourage you to develop for your organization a mission statement as it relates to F&I. And the one that I always share is the one that I got from a store in the Pacific Northwest a number of years ago. It's the best I've ever seen. And here it is, the mission statement as it relates to product sales. Every customer knows what they're getting, they agree to buy it, they know why they need it, and they feel good about it when they leave our store. Think about that. It's pretty good. It's not mine. Somebody else put that together. Every customer knows what they're getting, they agree to buy it, they know why they need it, and they feel good about it when they leave our dealership. Well, that can help you from a value add standpoint as you're talking about your commitment of how you do business. Respect, honesty, integrity, transparency, and trust. And then finally, a value statement for your organization. A value statement for your organization. And what I always like to share is our AGWS value statement. AGWS value statement. It's very simply is this. We endorse and teach the industry standard and best practices that are recommended by NADA. That's the National Automobile Dealers Association, number one. Also part of NADA is NAMAD, the National Association of Minority Auto Dealers. And number three is AIADA, the American International Automobile Dealers Association. That's the import dealers. So we endorse and teach the industry standard best practices recommended by NADA, by NAMAD, by AIADA, by AFIP, the Association of Financial Insurance Professionals, as well as our internal American Guardian Group of Companies Seller Code of Conduct for retail sales, which serves as a guide. Serves as a guide to the proper sales practices for all retail sellers of AGWS AGWS products. Again, I want to thank you personally for making our webinar program a success. It's been a terrific 2021. We've had guest speakers. We're going to have more guest speakers coming to you next year based upon the need and the timely discussion. We look for you to enjoy that. We want to get that information out to you sooner or advance as we can to just encourage you being with us, but remind you that all of these presentations, you can go to agwsu.com/webinars, pull them up, go through them. If you want the slides, if you want help with putting a presentation together in leadership, sales training, whatever, contact me and be happy to help you do that. But if you want the slides, contact me first. I will put you in touch with Emily Furio, part of our marketing team, our marketing staff, and Emily will provide you with those slides as well. Bottom line is everything that we do is designed to help you maximize deal profit, meaning both front-end gross and financial insurance income, but folks, as always, to do it the right way in a manner consistent with good customer relations and sound business practices. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great holiday season. With that, John Anderson. John?
Thank you, Bob, for the great information as always. That was a fantastic presentation, and that concludes our 2021 F&I Insights webinar. But I'm going to switch over here to the menu so everybody can see our list of upcoming webinars for the 2022 schedule here. Alrighty, there we go. And please follow and like us on LinkedIn. And thank you all for joining, and please have a great rest of your day.